Hola, greetings from Spain. Thank you so much for your support over the last 8 years. Up until now, my work has involved getting people together, creating clubs and places where I can meet people and then be able to build up relationships and share the gospel with them. And then COVID hit. COVID has meant that we were either totally isolated or can't have more than 6 people together, so we can't do any of the big club work. It also meant that my housemate moved back to be with her family, and it coincided with me not having any teammates to work with in Alcalá. So when this happens, I normally ask God, are you freeing me up to move on? And up until now, the answer has always been no. And then this summer, as I was praying that, the reasons for leaving were outweighed the reasons for staying, and I had peace to leave. So I left. So I moved out of Alcalá into the house of some missionaries who were out of the country to give me some time to really seek God's guidance and to say, here I am, where do you want me to go? This involved conversations with ECM. It involved going and looking at a project in the south of Spain and hearing about other projects. But also the town where I was living at the time was also an option. And it turned out that God just miraculously provided for a house in that town. There are virtually no houses that are for rent or flats, and those that are were totally out of my budget. And yet He's provided for this house and all its contents because I had no contents, and it just seems that this is where I should be. So Aloe Vera is a small town of 12,000 people. In the morning, I wake up to hearing cockerels crowing and hearing tractors go by. So I am just loving this as I grew up on a farm. It's only 20 minutes away from Alcalá, so I can still continue with the relationships and friendships that I had from before. I am still part of the same church. In Aloe Vera, like any other town in Spain, there's a Catholic church in the center of the town. But other than that, there's no visible church for people to be able to go to find out about Christ. And yet Christ has his body here. So far, I have met 18 believers in Aloe Vera, some of whom already I knew before and go to my church, one of which is a family that's kind of my adopted family here in Spain. Others go to a different church, some don't go to any church, and some, like the owners of this house, used to go to my church until we had a church split, and now they go somewhere else. So there's all sorts, but we're not united. I have a vision of seeing us actually functioning as a body of believers, knowing one another, caring for one another, loving one another, praying for one another, and then praying together for Aloe Vera. So God is the God of the mission, and one of the tools that He uses is our prayers. So thank you so much for praying. So please join me in prayer for Aloe Vera and the body of believers here, for the Discovery Bible study groups that I'm involved with, that they may go deep and also may multiply and go wide. And also for my new role on the ECM Leadership Council here in Spain, that I would have wisdom to know how to support other missionaries to stay on the field. Thank you so much. God bless.